Hi, this is Robert here at Max Guitar talking to you about a very special limited run of Master Design Fender Custom Shop guitars you see around me here. Of course you know the master builders by name like Jason Smith and John Cruz and Greg Fessler. And these people design very fine guitars. These are 5 of them, built by the very best luthiers there are in the Corona Custom Shop. And we have some of them for very special prices, because if you buy a Fender Master built guitar, it's no exception that you pay 5, 6, 7,000 euro. These are priced under 4,000 euro. So check these out. I have a few good examples right here. This is a Greg Fessler designed Strat, which is of course very paisley. It's way out there and it's a really good guitar. This is a Dale Wilson take on a 60s Strat. Of course we have a very nice Jason Smith Telecaster, which is done in a bittersweet, which is an old Chevy color. We have, of course, a Todd Krause 59. Todd Krause is a master when it comes to 59 guitars. Of course, a slightly fatter neck, a lot of spank. And the last one is a Dennis Kaluska double-bound Telecaster in a very nice color. So check these out. These are the master builders telling you all about the guitars.
I was basically a musician and a punk kid riding skateboards and BMX bikes.
Oh, I played heavy metal when I was a kid.
My musical influences were kind of as a child of the 80s, so I had Rush, The Police were huge for me.
Mostly metal, you know. I grew up listening to Kiss.
Probably as in the womb, I think I was listening to the Beatles.
Anywhere from Jimi Hendrix to Led Zeppelin to
Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak album. That blew my mind. I was completely blown. I had to be Phil Lynott. That was my thing. I was trying to sing like him, dancing like him. I was doing everything I could, but I couldn't get the fro thing going. That was the whole thing. But
I do really enjoy the contrast in color. Black and white. It's like, wow, it's just classic. Look at Vans and Chuck Taylors. Still in style.
To me, when a guy walks on stage with a Tele, there's no BS. This guy came to play. The color was very challenging. We had a bad photograph from a vintage guitar that we wanted to capture. It's just kind of its own thing, so you don't see too many of these. I love the binding. I've always loved the look of binding on a Tele, and there's something when you see a guitar and you just want to pick it up and play it, and that's kind of what I was going for.
But I wanted to appeal to our people in Europe. A lot of them love our Relic series guitars that we do, but a lot of them like a little bit more of the bling type of thing, and this one definitely has that. With the finish that I wanted, kind of the nightlight, stars in the sky type of look is what I was after. And I found this finish in one of our color books. If I put a ding in this thing, I'd be upset with myself. And what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, Paisley's really hot right now. It's really cool. It's kind of retro, everybody likes it. We do a ton of them. The pickguard's really cool too. It's something we'd never done before, or I'd never heard anybody do it. It's like a piece of clear Lexan, and then we'd shoot some silver sparkle on it, and then we'd shoot a little bit of silver on the back to kind of fill in some of the gaps that the sparkle will leave out. Kind of a cool look, and it kind of gives a little flash, and it's neat. I like the look of it.
I wanted to use a color Fender never used. What I did was there's this great website that has all of the old color charts from automotive companies. I did a search for a 52 and looked through Ford and Chevy and GM and Pontiac and all of these old classic American car companies and came across this great color, Bittersweet. It was a 52 Chevy color used on the Chevy Bel Airs. It's just got a good vibe.
it seems like standard black and white. It is and it isn't. This particular white is called Desert Tan. And the black pickguard is not something that was common on a 50s guitar. So I used the phenolic, which is the material of the day. But I like the contrast. It stands out a little bit. The whole thing about this guitar is it's a guitar that's been monkeyed with.
Stevie Ray Vaughan was a huge influence. I used to always just look at the guitar that he was playing and wish that was mine. I always loved the way the Strat looks, you know. There was a guitar book called The Guitar Book by Tom Wheeler. He always had the guitars in trees and looking up at them, and I thought they looked so cool. So that was a huge influence, you know. I was definitely in love with just the guitar as a guitar, you know. It's kind of like the perfect art form where there's, you know, metal that meets wood and you can play music on it. That's pretty cool, you know, so.
we're just drawn to these things. We're naturally drawn to music too.
It's the most versatile instrument in the world. You can make it sound like a violin, it can be a brass instrument, it can be percussive, it can do anything.
Regardless of if somebody likes it or hates it, as long as it gathers their attention, they're talking about it.
And hopefully the people out there will dig it as well. And it's going to be a special guitar. We have a very limited amount of these guitars going out. So if you see one or you want one, it's okay to take some money out of your kids' college fund.